Schalke and G2 face off against each other on the Rift this Saturday, and both teams have a lot to prove.
There are some players that have proven they are better than me, like Caps. With the help of my teammates, I can show that I'm one of the best in the league this year.
Like usual, when I'm in the game, I even forget on which team I am on. I'm just in that moment, really trying to be in that zone.
Jankos jumps in, gets caught up by the BrokenBlade, gets jumped on again. What? BrokenBlade in a 1v2. He's going for the engage. The solar flare comes out, but the damage is too high. A fantastic Magnet Storm. Neon jumps into the back line.
That Magnet Storm was sick from Limit, pushing G2 away.
Punished Handsama's flash, and they just base straight away and ran towards the top side. Hansama, no flash.
The snap back on it. He is going to get out. Caps making good work of that Time Wander to find the kill. Fight for G2. Curtain call coming in to leap out to safety. Rogue holding up for now, but the snipe! Are you kidding me? Rekkles threading the needle to take down the enemy jungler.
So Schalke had a really good finish to the split last year. If they can keep that up and if they can keep improving, then maybe they can look to compete. But they definitely still have some way to go.
Schalke, they win all their games because they play the same thing over and over and over. Eventually, you're just so good at it that you are a really good team as well. And then this week, they got the same thing again, but then they lost with it. I feel like when they're losing with their best stuff, that also kind of takes away a lot of their strengths.
Schalke are a team of miracles that have captured the hearts of the LEC fans.
It will take a miracle to make this run to playoffs.
Schalke miracle run, I believe.
As we approach the middle of spring, can they prove themselves against the best in the league?
I don't see G2 as a big challenge or a big opponent. Like I'm pretty sure we're just gonna win.
I think I've collected a lot of experience last year, how it is to be at rock bottom and how it feels to climb back up and be at the top. So I think I can use this for the next year to show that I'm one of the best.
Schalke is looking like a weird team because they're losing to a lot of the worst teams and winning against some of the better teams. I'm hoping that they will not beat us again, right? Because that would suck. But this time around, I think we're a bit more comfortable in the meta.
You're playing against the character that is in front of you, not against that big name that won several championships before or that has this huge fan base. Yeah, that's how you beat them.
And welcome back to the Casters for our match of the week. Is G2 Esports taking on Schalke 04. Caedrel is joining me for another banger. And Schalke stunned the world the last time they played G2. They ended the undefeated streak. And I love the confidence from Gilius. He's sitting there in the game going, it's G2, like we can beat them, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you should have seen what he was saying in the lobby before the game started. He says, I'm going to blank in the early game. And Jankos said, come at me, daddy. So this is going to be crazy.
Oh yes, Jankos taking on Gilius. Remember that G2 Esports lost the game to Schalke the last time they faced off. And in a race for playoffs this tight, every single win matters. It is time for draft, and I'm going to say it once more. Come at me, daddy. Why did Jankos say those words? Because Schalke 04 is the only team in Europe to have a winning record against G2 since 2020. They are 3 wins to 2 losses. We said it again, the only team in Europe to have a winning record. And as far as records go there, Mr. Lamont, Kaiser banned that will end Neon's 8-game streak on the champion.
Yeah, Schalke, I don't believe in kryptonite, but it must exist for G2. Schalke is G2's kryptonite. 3 wins, 2 losses, like you said. Positive win rate against G2 in regular splits. So, yeah, Kaiser banned out. Neon won't get that again. It's been 8 games in a row, like you said. So that's been taken away. We're looking at the OP's Blitzcrank ban. That's very surprising. Thresh Blitzcrank ban, that just spells to me Senna Time Kench already off the board. Maybe Schalke can read into it, or maybe they have a plan against it. But things like the Azir, the Nidalee, the Lilia are open.
Those power picks again. So 2 drafts in a row, Caedrel, that a number of these like high priority picks are left open, and that does mean that both G2 and Schalke will be able to cherry pick what they want. It will be the Senna in the bottom lane, but if we get the Tahm Kench support Senna.
Instant response from Schalke. Ezreal, Azir, lots of range to deal with the Senna. So what are G2 going to do here? They're going to pick up jungle, which I would not be surprised to see. Something similar to the Mad Lions draft last game, where they go for the Senna, Tahm, and they go for their jungle in the first 1, 2, 3, because there's lots of mids, there's lots of tops open, so you don't have to be too worried about what you're picking. But G2 is thinking about it. Have to see what they go for. I think Schalke need to match support on 3 if they do pick the Senna Tahm Kench, so I think Schalke might have a plan for this draft.
Okay, so Nidalee locked in. I normally get nervous when I do see Jankos and Nidalee. He's played it once this season. It was a win. He had a 12 KDA. Historically, all time, he's got 10 wins and 5 losses on the champion, despite the fact he was... Whoa! Okay, 1 second. So this is the first ever Lucian for caps at LEC. He's played it 3 times. Once at Worlds and twice at Rift Rivals, and he's currently undefeated in the champion, 3-0, but it's his first time here in Europe, and that means Tahm Kench is not picked and could be banned.
Yeah, exactly. The Tahm Kench has not been picked away. Schalke, I'd be a bit confused at this point. I think they just have to ban away the Tahm Kench. They pick up the Skarner, which Gilius was kind of getting, it was his kryptonite, the Skarner, the National League Skarners beating him. He's embraced it. Now he's playing the matchup that is the opposite of what he played yesterday, but this mid-jungle of G2 is super, super aggressive, hard winning in the early game. They definitely need to snowball that, but I'm just more concerned about what they're picking support here, because Schalke ban away the Tahm Kench.
Well, Tahm Kench banned away, and as you mentioned, that Skarner, maybe Gilius was listening to PGL. Maybe he was inspired by Zanzara, and you've probably heard it today already, but genuinely, go back and listen to PGL yesterday. Shux and Zanzara and Ender. It was fantastic. Seraphine finds herself in the ban list, and now we need to find out what both Mikyx and Limit will be running in support, because neither are locked.
Yeah, Senna struggles against Ezreal lanes in the fact where Ezreal can get things like the Seraphine and the Yuumi alongside him. Things like Ashe Karma, these range champions like Ashe Zillion, these range champions that can push you in and scale better than you and use their prio. So I wouldn't be surprised to see another support ban coming out from G2. So the Tahm Kench ban is good, the Renekton ban as well. Just making sure that Wunder doesn't have any blind pick tops open. But I'm really curious what G2 is going to do with this Senna support pick. Are they going to put it into the support role in Mikyx's hands? Are they pick something like an Ashe, or are they going to just keep it in the AD carry role, give it to Rekkles? It's one of his best champions, and then Mikyx's got something else up his sleeve.
Oh, that's very interesting, because what else do you want to see from these solo lanes? I mean, when you've got a Senna, Lucian, Nidalee, I guess, depending on where you put Senna in Rekkles or Mikyx's hands, it can heavily impact the rest of the draft.
This is just so similar to what G2 drafted against Rogue, and what you're mentioning there is what do G2 want to do with this draft? What do they want to do with this hard-winning jungle mid in the early game? Well, they could try and pick a really strong top laner and just play into that, or they could just pick some more frontline for themselves and then just try and get themselves ahead and be self-sufficient and very selfish. So we'll have to see how they approach it, but the last time they played against Rogue, they did go for a similar style with the Echo and the Nidalee, and then they went for the Quinn, so just getting their side laners ahead, but they could be a bit selfish and just go for a mid-jungle and have some more frontline as Yuumi ban comes in.
That's so difficult for Schalke because of all the options that G2 can play out. That means Schalke pinched into a corner somewhat. Now, Caedrel, they've locked in the Leona that was after the Seraphine, the Yuumi, the Thresh, the Blitzcrank, the Tahm Kench, the Rel bands. Like
lots of
6 support bands.
That's role. It can't be balanced, right?
Yes. I mean, that's the case, right? Support's OP. Medic, you've been wrong all along, according to G2 and Schalke. But what this does mean is BrokenBlade will get the option to counter-pick. And again, Gragas still remains somewhat of a flex. We need to find out what will happen. Yep. If you were to predict, do you think this is going to go into Mikyx's hands?
Senna Gragas sounds fine. I mean, melee supports are what works with Senna in terms of fasting, so the Gragas will be farming. I'm not sold just yet. It's G2, so I'll have to see what they pick. But the Leona pick with Schalke is so good with the Ezreal, with the Skarner, with the Azir. So Schalke's comp is really good. Concept, fundamentally really good foundation to work off of. But G2, are they going to go for the Gragas bots? They've gone with the Sion.
So expecting Gragas bot Sion top. That would be my guess.
That would be my guess, yeah. Gragas support and then Sion at the top side.
And that was one of the options you talked about. Frontline to allow the Senna, the Lucian, the Nidalee maybe to buy some time. But you don't look super excited about this group yet.
Feels like their only real damage dealers are the Lucian and the Senna when she gets those 3 items like you mentioned. And the Nidalee is also single target. So they've drafted a lot of single target damage here. But the Aatrox pick is good into that top lane matchup because Aatrox can just out-heal the tanks and outscale in the fight. So Schalke have a very clear way to win the fights. They have to kill Caps, they have to kill Rekkles and Jankos and just get away from this front line of G2, which won't provide too much damage, whereas G2 have a lot of threats to deal with on the side of Schalke in a triple threat comp.
Triple threat comp. And Caedrel, tell me if I'm right or wrong. I normally get told off by the other color casters when I try and make these statements. But I feel like Schalke have won the draft.
Yep.
However, G2 theoretically have the better players. Oh,
they're swapping around. It could be a Sion bot quick shot.
Wait for a few more seconds. It doesn't really ultimately change it, right? Theoretically.
Yeah, the top matchup won't change too much because Aatrox is into a tank still, so it should be still Aatrox's favor. If anything, he can just go for MR items now against
it's
the Gragas
Sion bot.
It's Sion bot lane, so... Okay, I like it. I've seen Mikyx play Sion before. I think I trust him, right? You trust him?
No, I don't, because
dear.
I saw what BrokenBlade did to G2 Esports just a few weeks ago. I saw what BrokenBlade on Aatrox did to G2 Esports just a few moments ago. It's G2 versus Schalke. Welcome to our match of the week in the LEC wrap-up week 5 to head towards the last 3 weeks of the regular season. Jankos hit a spear!
1 out of 1, baby! Count them! Count them all! That's 1. Oh, never mind.
I do stand to be corrected on this one, but I believe the last time that Jankos played Nidalee on stage, one of the G2 analysts, Angel Archer, actually counted every single spear that Jankos hit and whatnot on Twitter. Somebody may have to verify that if we can.
Are we counting again? Because it's
not.
1 for 2.
I'm not.
Oh, it's 1 for 3. I'll keep you updated, Trevor.
Thank you very much. We'll see how long you can keep that one up. But a little bit more seriously, though, the thought that I was trying to wrap up was that I think holistically, my interpretation and my read of this is that the composition, if you just say champions against champions, on the Schalke side makes a little bit more sense. I think it's maybe a little bit easier to execute as well.
Yep.
When I look at the G2 side, and I do have to factor in who is piloting those champions and the skill that they have, while it's not necessarily as unified, you can't deny the fact that it is still G2 Esports.
Yeah, the thing is with G2's drafting, especially this one and the one against Rogue, they're essentially drafting a comp where if you play this comp to 100% perfection, then most of the time, yeah, I think you'll win every single game almost. Whereas Schalke's comp is very prone to scaling, very good team fights, very easy way to play the game, very solid ways of engaging. And you can make mistakes with this comp because you have enough wave clear and sort of scaling to actually be still in the game and still be relevant. But if G2 with this composition fall behind, especially on things like the Lucian and the Nidalee, it's so hard for them to get back in the game because they have no insurance, no late game insurance, and they have to pay taxes, Trevor.
Yeah, absolutely. Zanzara, definitely, you expect certain teams, G2 one of them, to pay taxes as BrokenBlade will be using the Darkened Blade to great effect, pushing Wunder back, and he's got the early level 2.
So the way G2 needs to play this, they need to get Jankos and Caps ahead and CS ahead in levels, and then use them to unlock the side lanes of the map, while Rekkles and Mikyx are just farming in the bot side. Perhaps towards the top side of the map, shut down BrokenBlade, make sure he can't get snowballing on the Aatrox, or get into the mid game very even against Wunder, whereas Schalke just want to kind of scale. Yes, they can play aggressive in top side. Yes, they can get a little bit of engage in mid if they want to force Caps' flash with the Azir, but they don't have to go for too many plays. They can be reactive with this comp. They don't have to force too many things because it's all on G2 to make the plays happen. And yeah, we'll have to see how this jungle matchup goes, because in my experience with the Skarner Nidalee, the Skarner can't clear as fast as Nidalee as the levels progress. So Skarner needs to find the plays if he wants to stay relevant, or he can just try to match Nidalee and counter gank.
Well, I mean, we've seen that several times. I mean, like Zanzara when he used it last week. Oh, yes! Oh, production! I did not know that was coming. That was really good. Cannot beat, equal join, because of course, Zanzara was able to take down Gilius using the Skarner. And also I think it's important to note, like yesterday I think you were casting the game with Draco's, making fun of the fact that Zanzara didn't use his R for like 18 minutes.
Yeah, he couldn't. Flashes, stopwatches, no one let him do it. It was slightly illegal in a sense, but Gilius joining the dark side, embracing it, bowing down to the church of Zanzara's Skarner.
I am going to ask production to find out from Zanzara who he thinks will win this game. You know, as our resident Zanzara fan club, I mean just me at the moment, but to bring us back to the game, it's still even gold. We talked a little bit about the clear speeds as both Nidalee and Skarner, Gilius and Jankos will trade as Broken keeps trading top.
Yeah, you see Gilius full clear top and so did Jankos, but Jankos actually got the crab. Meanwhile, Gilius tried to contest it. So now, can Jankos get the double crab? There's going to be a fight here for sure. You can see Abbedagge and Gilius moving from the top side, trying to move to the bot side, but G2 don't want to fight it. Looks like they want to give it up and push the lanes, because essentially, will Jankos step up here?
Well, he's going to step forward to trade. I think Smite was still on cooldown for him. Wunder will get that body slam onto BrokenBlade, and I think the crab was there picked up by Schalke.
Yeah, now look at the lanes. This is really important to notice. Caps can push in mid, G2 can push in bot as well, and that's all because Schalke's lanes had to move to the crab to secure it for Gilius. So the lanes are using their resources to make sure Gilius can get the crab and stay even with Jankos. But that means in turn that the lanes of G2 can actually get base timings, they can push in waves, and they can use the time that Schalke's lane is invested to help Gilius to their own advantage.
Where will Gilius strike first? Abbedagge has been taking a beating from Caps in this middle lane. Currently up a wave of minions, as I think you would expect in the early stages, especially with that piercing light. Underneath the tower, that's a flash available to Caps, and Gilius is nearby. Caps threatening, but didn't follow up.
Yeah, this Lucian in the early lane phase is really, really oppressive against mages, especially because mages need items before they can start pushing in waves. So Caps playing really well, using the Q to the creeps to hit the Qs to chunk out Abbedagge. And Abbedagge has a TP, so he should be fine. TP's back to the lane, won't lose anything. And now you have to wonder, can Caps save his TP? Pushes in the lane, doesn't let Abbedagge get back in time before he pushes it in. And maybe he can save his TP to impact the map. Whereas BrokenBlade TP's top, Wunder's TP top. The only TP in the game left is Caps's.
I mean, BrokenBlade needed to push that wave. Wunder had a huge number of minions in front of him. Broken will get that underneath the tower. Connects with another Umbral Chains. Wunder's already come back to
Caps his
lane.
items.
Ladies and gentlemen,
early.
That's it. G2 Esports have already begun paying their taxes preemptively. It's great advice for anyone in real life. QSS first back. But now surely, Caedrel, that is a big signal about not only what Caps wants to do, but also G2 Esports. They're not going to be looking proactive. They're going to be playing this one slow. They need to farm up. That's 1,300 gold invested into safety.
Yeah, into safety is the key thing to note here, because Lucian wants to be oppressive and win the lane and get advantages, but with QSS it's going to be a lot difficult for him, a lot more difficult for him to do that. But the actual good thing about this is that means that even if Caps was to chunk out Abbedagge and push him under his tower and get a 5 to 10 CS lead, if Gilius comes in and presses Flash R, there is literally no counterplay for Caps. He will die, Abbedagge gets a kill, it's not worth it. So not only is he investing in saving himself, he's also investing in denying Abbedagge free kills if Gilius gets the 6 and gets the flash ult.
Hugely important as Jankos will make his way bottom. Limit actually went in with the Zenith Blade. Here comes Gilius, a flash away. I think that Javelin would have hit. So we'll call that one a dodge. As the flash was used by Limit, Gilius just does the drive-by.
Yeah, we'll add a dodge counter for that one. Limit flashes away. I think he got hit by the spear. Jankos could jump in with that level 6 and take him down. So smart decision making from there. Both junglers pathing towards the bot side. Both junglers kind of even here. Jankos is a little bit ahead in XP because he gets the bot wave. Gilius gets the crab. It's evened up again. So this game is very, very even across the board, every single lane. And we'll have to see who wants to pull the trigger first and make these plays.
I mean, it's kind of scary when you think about it, right? Because both sides have got scaling on their side, right? The Ezreal, the Azir, the Aatrox, as we've seen this season already. But then on the Senna, the immense range that the support Senna will be able to pick up. Caps will be able to step away. Hex Flash used there from Limit. Despite a couple of autos from the Sand Soldiers, Caps maintains the CS advantage as a deficit for Wunder in the top lane, and it's about even in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I think the key thing is Schalke have a lot of DPS with the Ezreal and the Azir. They don't have things like the Syndra, these burst mages. They have a lot of DPS, so the front line of G2 will get taken down in the mid game as Limit's looking for Jankos. Doesn't connect with the E. Jankos smartly jumping away. And you can see the vision contest. Limit's always moving with this bot prio into mid, trying to contest some wards, whereas Wunder was doing the opposite and defending the play from top side earlier on. So smart play for both teams.
Well, just before we get towards the first dragon or the first kills, just another quick reminder, Schalke no fear are 3 wins, 2 losses since 2020. They got themselves a winning record. All time, 9 wins, 13 losses when you go back to previous iterations of Schalke no fear. And when you look at the standings right now, 5 wins, 5 losses, this Schalke roster is so close to the top of the table. It's Limit that is in trouble. Will get caught by the decimating slash, the slow, the spear just goes wide. The meme potential is there, but both flashes blown. That means Schalke back away.
Yeah, Mikyx held the Q to try and get the knock-up. I think if he just procced it a little bit earlier, there would have been enough damage to take down Limit. But in the end, Neon flashes away. And G2 can push in his bot lane, and they use this advantage in bot to go to Drake. So G2 being slightly proactive here in the early game, making sure they start snowballing the game, which is what they need to do with this mid jungle, because they have a winning mid jungle 2v2, and they need to start getting some gold on these carries before the team fights kick off.
Yeah, of course. Start off that soul counter. Whenever I see, pre-8, pre-9-minute dragons, when you start looking ahead, can they stack up 2, 3, 4? And Schalke, I think, have also been a team who've conceded early dragons to pick fights around later ones.
Gilius is top side. He has the ult. Wunder will get pulled back. Has to flash too. Wunder.
There's an ult from Wunder. The barrel actually sends Gilius forward. Gift wrapped Gragas and donated to BrokenBlade. One last auto will come in. What? Finally. It got a little scary at the end, but they got it.
Yeah, they got the first blood to BrokenBlade, which is really, really key. Look at the CS difference. He's going to get a plate. He gets first blood. He's 20 CS up as well. So BrokenBlade is a lot ahead of, is really, really ahead of Wunder in terms of gold, essentially. So when it comes to that side lane, I think BrokenBlade should have prio, and Schalke trying to start up this Herald. They don't have ultimate on Gilius or BrokenBlade.
1,000 gold advantage for BrokenBlade right now. There is support coming in from G2, and that's the Zenith Blade catches onto Caps. QSS already used, Flash already used. The culling starts burning down onto Gilius. He gets pounced and taken down with a swipe to the face, and I think their Herald will be donated as well. That is a gigantic swing for G2.
Yeah, Schalke had no ultimate. You can see Abbedagge's, Gilius, and BrokenBlade's ultimates were down. Limit was level 5. And although they did turn onto Caps, the QSS comes in clutch, dashes away, pops the ult, Jankos hits the spear finally, and they do take down Gilius. So essentially a 1-for-1 trade, but they lost the Herald. So we'll see how G2 want to use this Herald, because Rekkles ran top, which means the map's kind of in a weird state now. Rekkles, does he farm top wave? I guess Jankos is going to farm it because he is a fasting Senna. And Mikyx is sitting in the bot side with no TP.
The scary thing is, if you are a Schalke fan, when you look at the fact the first dragon was picked up, and that there's a Rift Herald on the side of G2, if they can use this to get some map control to pull ahead in gold,
no flash.
Gonna step all the way forward. Decimating Smash comes out. Is this a supportal combat solo kill? Neon, summon a heal used, getting run down. Roar of the Slayer won't do it, and nor will the ulti from Rekkles. But Neon almost taken out by the farming Sion. Please keep that in mind.
Farming Sion, okay, I'll call it that. I won't call it fasting Senna. Jankos hits the spear onto BrokenBlade. Has a flash, ult's coming up soon.
Oh man, Javelin toss dashed away.
That's a dodge.
Yeah, that was a dodge. It would have hit.
Oh, that was so close for Neon to dying in the bot side. Mikyx's E and Rekkles' ult. There was a sliver of a hair between Neon and dying there, so does manage to get out of live. Does lose a couple bot waves, and look at the bot tower. It's 2 platings left. G2 playing this bot matchup so well with the demolish on Mikyx. It's Gilius.
There is a Hex Flash variable, needs to cool down. Mikyx's going to be the target. Mikyx's got a flash of his own. That will be used from the Zenith Blade, and the Shield of Daybreak not going to be thrown out, but the action is picking up all across the map.
Yeah, they could have committed harder to that with Limit's ult and his flash, but I don't think they had the damage to actually take Mikyx down through the CC. So deciding otherwise, saving their ultimates is the key here, because now they're moving mid, and if G2 try to pop the Herald here, they're going to contest them.
They really will. That's another plate secured as we're approaching 12 minutes on the clock. Limit will flash. Zenith Blade, Shield of Daybreak, Solar Flare. There's nobody else around. There's nobody else around. Limit, when you commit that far, there's 2 screens that you need the rest of the team to chase.
Yeah, Gilius doesn't have the chem tank, he doesn't have the flash, he has nothing to catch up to Caps, and although Caps did use the QSS on the ult, there was no one there to follow up. So Caps does live, Limit used the ult, not too bad of a trade essentially, but BrokenBlade is just scaling so quickly into the mid game. You can see he's almost got his first item, getting 2 plates in top. Have to see how this game progresses, because Schalke is already down 1,500 gold.
I mean, you can feel a little bit of fear here in Caedrel's voice, because despite the negative scenario Schalke find themselves in now, BrokenBlade being ahead is what helped them win last time against G2. Look at the stats. This is from the G2 perspective. They were down 3,500 gold at 15 minutes. They spent 88% of the game in a major deficit. Just a few short weeks later, Schalke null Fear now find themselves down 1,700 gold, down a Dragon, down the Rift Herald. Mikyx will be the next target. Gilius wants to set something up. Limit needs to have his support a little closer with 50 seconds from the Drake.
Yeah, 50 seconds from the Drake. G2 have the first one. Schalke have full bot side control here. They have TP on BrokenBlade. BrokenBlade's winning this side lane, so they don't really have any top push for G2 to actually make a play. There's no walls behind Schalke where Wunder can TP to, and Gilius is just sitting in these bushes with the vision. He might look to try and catch out Jankos here. Abbedagge is around. He has the flash. It's coming up now.
Ooh, Jankos is in trouble. Flash, the Chilling Smite, the Impale. Get over here! Emperor's Divide! Send that kitty cat back to the fountain. Gilius takes down Jankos.
Jankos hasn't paid his taxes. Drake spawning in 20 seconds. Schalke should be able to pick that one up, but Limit's not done here. There's no flash on Caps. He has the QSS up. Limit could look to chain CC him or deny him the wave. But I think they're just going to push in and get the plate. So, good play from Gilius there, using Schalke's vision to their advantage to make sure that Jankos can't walk into river, and if he does, he's going to flash ult on him. Yes, Schalke have no flash on Gilius anymore, but they pick up a kill. Neon.
Oh, what is happening here? Rekkles is going to step forward. That's another flash blow. Neon is not allowed to have his defensive flash from, teleport rather, from Schalke. They're trying to turn the engage around. The root connects onto BrokenBlade, and here comes Wunder. Got the ultimate available to him. Hex flash forward. Target is Mikyx. Can go zombie mode if needed. Massive damage onto Limit, but they will be trading 1-for-1 thus far. Now the zombie Sion trying to run down BrokenBlade. He's going to dash back forward with the Darkenblade. Jumps on top of Rekkles. Gets body slammed
Jankos is
by
here.
Wunder. Here comes Jankos. Swaps to Cougar form, but it's another kill to Rekkles, and it's gone to hell for Schalke.
Yeah, Schalke, they just lost track of time. They didn't know where Jankos was. Yes, they picked him off around 30 seconds to a minute ago, but he's back, and they turn the fight with the numbers advantage. Jankos chasing Schalke out here to make sure they can secure the Drake.
Oh, look at that, with the
Abbedagge has
Night
flash.
Harvester in the bottom lane with QSS and Essence Reaver. Caps is even on CS and still pushing Abbedagge away.
Yeah, pushing in so hard. Abbedagge has the TP, maybe has the TP back. G2 are going to get this bot tower with the TPs especially. Limits around, Caps has the QSS. Limit doesn't have the ult, so it's going to be really hard for him to connect.
ZenithBlade will need to be the target. There is going to be a dash available for Lucian. He's not going to find the engage just yet. And so crucially here, Caedrel, because of that fight, G2 will get uncontested access to Dragon number 2.
Yeah, I just think that Mikyx saw an opportunity here because he hits the slow onto Neon and he can't dodge it away. Look at that slow, lands onto Neon. Now what does Neon do? He gets rooted on the minion that
my
gets sent
God!
towards him, so he can't get away. So G2 finds such a smart engage. That must be the
That
tech
is
behind this.
disgusting. That is disgusting.
Oh, that's so
And I missed
intelligent.
that live. Thank you so much, observers, for catching that.
Yeah, and then Schalke tried to turn the fight. Limit Hex flash onto Mikyx with no flash. And BrokenBlade there because they have a numbers advantage. 4v3, they should win the fight because Jankos had died earlier in the fight. Although they trade 1-for-1, I think BrokenBlade loses track of time as to where Jankos is, tries to turn it, but then Jankos comes around the corner. Abbedagge has the mid prio, he's going to be there way too late, and it ends up in a 2-for-1 for G2. And not only that, but they get the bot tower as well, and the Drake.
I do want to call out super quickly, as a quick stat, that Mikyx is the only player in the LEC to have played support Sion. He has gone 0-2 both times. Well, obviously lost both games. 2016 and 2017 were the last time he's played it. And Caedrel, you just said it. That was the hidden tech. The Senna-Sion combination. Senna wasn't even released the last time that Mikyx played support Sion in the bottom lane.
That's crazy. They just root the minion, throw the minion in, and it just hits onto Ezreal. But G2, they lost the Herald on the top side because they went towards the Dragon. Jankos hits the spear onto Abbedagge. He's not going to jump in because Gilius is around with the ultimate. But this just shows G2 used their tempo for Dragon, Schalke used their tempo for Herald, but because G2 arrived at the Herald as Schalke finished it, they have full control of the map. They're going to get mid-tier 1, they're going to get top-tier 1, and Schalke are just so behind on tempo on the map. They need to push in these waves to try and contest these numbers advantages that G2 have across the map.
It's a 3,000 gold lead at 16 minutes. Wunder's looking for the body slam, won't need it. The barrel comes out, Limit sidesteps, Neon Arcane shifts. Limit's going to be the next target. Decimating Snatch gets the knockup, and Mikyx doesn't care. Remember, he's been farming 120 CS on that Sion in the bottom lane, making his way towards the Sunfire. But G2 are trying to make a statement here. They may have been listening to Grabs and the support staff because this is pretty clean, this is pretty controlled, and this is very calculated for G2 Esports.
Yeah, 3 towers in 17 minutes. They're so strong. Every single member of G2 is playing so well in these fights, playing so well to be proactive, and they're using their tempo advantages so well on the map. You can see even though Schalke got the Herald, they get 2 towers out of it. So G2 playing so smartly around these winning lanes, these pushing lanes, and the winning jungle matchup, and just using these tempo advantages so well.
As we take a look through the itemization, I mean, Stride Breaker has been completed there for BrokenBlade. Abbedagge is still making his way towards either a Legendary or a Mythic, still currently thrift shopping. He's staying even on CS with Caps, but it has felt to me that he's been bullied. The fact he's lost his tower is going to be proof of that. Obviously, there's been some support, right?
The Herald.
Jankos has shown up, the Herald has helped, so I don't want to discount the investment that G2 have made, but all credit here to what G2 Esports have done. I had concerns when I saw the draft, but I do think they're executing exceptionally well in these first 18 minutes.
Yeah, the early game was exceptional. Now look at what they're doing in the mid game. They're not going 1-3-1, although bot wave might suck for G2. They don't have TP on Gragas, so they want to make sure that they group up and get topside vision before they start to contest anywhere on the map. So G2 just used number advantages so smartly. Wunder's already there on the mid wave. He knows no one's pushing bot. I'll group up and try and impact the map. Keep these lanes pushed in, and don't let Schalke get any vision anywhere, and try to deny jungle camps.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. Trying to deny any initiations either. Wunder was stepping forward there, threatening and engage onto Neon as Jankos is now threatening BrokenBlade.
Yeah, look at the numbers on the map. Schalke have 2 members in the bot side trying to push into this tier 2. Gilius is trying to get some kind of vision, deny some camps, but G2 have just essentially put 5 members into the top side. They're going to take this whole jungle. Caps has a top wave stacking. Once they push in this mid wave, they could look for some kind of dive or try and zone BrokenBlade away because Abbedagge has no TP, but the Herald will help them get this mid tower, but Mikyx It's slow onto Neon, and they're going to zone BrokenBlade away.
A lot of damage there. The minion wave will be cleared out. The tower hasn't been taken out. G2 are able to defend it. A minute until the next dragon, and keep your eyes there. Gilius stepping forward. Mikyx can't curve the bullet quite enough there as Neon will escape with his life for now.
Yeah, but the concept's there. G2 are playing on 2 lanes, whereas Schalke are only playing on 1. Yes, Schalke get the bot tier 2, so that is a net advantage for them, but G2 are pushing in mid, pushing in top. Could have gone a lot worse for Schalke, but they do pick up an advantage. Gilius is on the side, he has the ult.
Can he find Rekkles? Rekkles still have flash and heal available to him as well.
He's got to get through Mikyx first. He's going to stand right in front of him and just stop him getting there. Stop him in his tracks. So G2 using their tempo, pushing the waves. Let's base together, coordinated reset. Dragons in 30 seconds. Let's make sure that we're there and we can contest it.
It feels like G2 are really trying to make a statement here, are really trying to temper themselves. And I think it's easy to understand why. Rogue were able to just pick up a win earlier today. They're 9 wins and 2 losses, right? Schalke, look at this middle of the pack. I think there's 2 races, maybe 3 races that are going to be going on. The first one is for the 1st and 2nd seed, with G2 and Rogue clearly 1 step ahead. Then the battle for seeding, 3rd through 6th, and I see 4 teams in contention for those spots, and then 3 teams who currently are outside of playoffs contention. So it is still incredibly, incredibly close. And remember that Schalke are technically 1-0 up in this head-to-head.
Yeah, if they can beat G2, it makes it so much easier for them in terms of strength of schedule. This is a very hard team to beat, but they've beaten them historically and they have a positive win rate. You can see G2 again grouping up 5 members. They've dropped topside. Yes, they're going to lose top tier 1, but they're going to force BrokenBlade's TP because Wunder doesn't win the side lane anyway. G2, once they get this dragon, they need to find some sort of engage because they're on Mountain Sword point. BrokenBlade's TPing behind. G2 needs to go forwards.
Oh, Neon took a big chunk of damage, but they're too late into the pit. Gilius just used the Chem Tank. Flash is available to him, holding on to it.
Limit.
Flashes over. That's the Zenith Blade onto Wunder, but the damage in return on Limit is way too hard. Wunder secures the kill for G2 at the cost of Jankos' life, but Rekkles stays alive with the help of Mikyx, runs down Schalke, null fear. It's a double kill for Rekkles as he's looking for BrokenBlade, will not find the route. Mikyx's chasing onto Neon. It's a 1 for 3 and the dragon to G2.
Dragons G2 1 for 3. I think Schalke just overcommitted way too far there in G2's front line. Didn't let Schalke's carries get past. And then in the end, G2 win the fight. They get the dragon, they get the fight. They're pushing in these waves. And I think they can't do the Baron just yet, but they can get tempo here on the top side of the map in the mid and base together again.
And what a difficult situation for Gilius. QSS for Captain's Lucian, QSS for Rekkles' Senna, and Hourglass for Jankos and Nidalee.
Yeah, as we watch this fight again, BrokenBlade was behind them, but G2 realized it, so they stay together, and Limit knows that he has to pull the trigger. But Wunder's not really the target. Mikyx's charging a Q. You can see it's a 2v4 on the backside. Gilius does flash in the end, and Jankos didn't pay his taxes. He does get taken down, but Mikyx just standing in front of 3 people with Rekkles behind him. No one can get past Mikyx. Rekkles is able to flash forwards, chase him down with the Senna. And in the end, Schalke just don't have enough gas in the tank to run forwards and chase G2's carries down.
I mean, Mikyx, I'm going to say it again, the only support here in Europe to play the Sion. This is his 3rd time doing it, the first time in 3 years. The last time was 2017 spring. That's a hell of a long time ago. Earth, Wind, and Fire are the dragons picked up here for G2 Esports. Fans of the band, before your time, Mr. Lamont. And with 1 more dragon to go, that's a 25-minute Mountain Soul. Neon takes a gigantic...
Oh, there it is again!
It's again! Oh!
That is beautiful!
The snipe from downtown!
And the emotes! Oh, let's see it again.
Oh, give us the zoom in, give us the zoom in, please, please, please.
So they put the W on the cannon, and then they fire it into... And Neon just gets rooted, he can't react in time, doesn't have the flash, and then the ult as well, the CC combo.
There are no words.
Now, landing that the first time, you might question, was it coincidence? But the second time, G2 have been practicing this 100%.
Oh. You know what I love? I'm just going to imagine for a very brief second that G2 Esports in the strat room with Grabs at the helm is going, what can we do to make Schalke feel it? What can we do to rub salt in the wound?
Well, we can throw a minion and just put the root on the minion and it roots the champion. I love it!
Let's beat them with the cheese tactic. And they managed to set it up flawlessly multiple times. And then the observers capture it as well. Abbedagge is going to get rooted in place. We'll go golden thanks to the Hourglass. True Shot Barrage split between the uprights. No goal from Schalke, null fear. They are down 5,000 gold. They are down 3 dragons. They are down map control, and it is G2's game to lose.
G2 are so smart. On this third dragon, they forced BrokenBlade to TP into the fight, and when they won the fight, now Wunder can just constantly group, and BrokenBlade can never go to the side because he has no TP to join. So G2 can just basically group up and say to the Schalke, we can engage whenever we want. BrokenBlade has to stay behind you, and then this 1-4 comp of Schalke just can't work out. This Aatrox can't go bot. He has to stay around mid-top side to cover Schalke, and G2 just getting full jungle control, basing together again, coming back on the map again, and just using their advantages really, really cleanly.
Now, I feel like G2 are just going to slowly strangle the life out of Schalke here. They've got map control, they're one dragon away, they can bait Schalke into a fight with him, and because they've paid their taxes, I don't think they're particularly afraid of Gilius. You know, there's going to need to be multiple engages. So I want to take a second to kind of theorize, like, for G2, they are in contention with Rogue at the top of the table, but this leaves me with more questions. XL just lost a game and they're in contention with Schalke. He's going to find a stun onto Jankos, but he holds onto the Impale. It's a minute until Mountain, so you have to try and bait out one of those abilities. But the middle of the pack here in the LEC is just getting so close. Again, limit engages, there's a lot of damage.
Rekkles is dead.
That helps it out. Rekkles will get taken as Gilius flashes over the wall. Now Caps is running for his life. The culling is chucked down. I did not expect that to happen. I was in story time for G2, and somehow Schalke find the kill.
Story time with Trevor was making Schalke fall asleep. They just wanted to engage. They finally engage. Rekkles gets shut down. What more can they get here? Gilius still has the ult. He really wants to use it, but he doesn't have the flash. Hex flashes into the wall. Face plants it, and I think 20 seconds on Dragon, they can still find a fight.
Yesterday, G2 Esports were able to win a 4v5 and close out the game. Nidalee Spear from downtown does a lot of work, and BrokenBlade doesn't care about walls.
He's just hitting him over the wall.
BrokenBlade is chunking down, so it's still a 5v4, but Limit and Gilius are low. Mikyx does not have the ultimate available.
Rekkles is alive. He has the Senna ult, but he won't be able to join the fight. Schalke, what engage they have left? Limit's ult's coming up soon. Abbedagge has the ult and the flash as well, but they have to find some sort of engage or G2 can poke them down.
Estimating smash starts to
there
try.
It is.
Glide, Empress divide, but Abbedagge's left for dead. Xenoblade captures out Cap. He gets tagged by the True Shot Barrage. Limit's down, Abbedagge is down at the cost of only Mikyx, but Zombie Sion, that makes it the 5v5 long enough for Rekkles to rejoin the fray. The Dragon still remains uncapped.
Oh, Wunder!
Body slam dash over the wall, body slam finds Neon, Jankos hits him to the fountain. BrokenBlade, the next target is Gilius, is burst down. And all of a sudden, Schalke, from a powerful position, get popped in the pits.
TP around the side. Caps is looking for BrokenBlade. He wants to get the ace. He has to flash himself. BrokenBlade pops the ult, but I think Caps should be able to take him down here.
The culling does so much work. BrokenBlade, but not again! Not again! The Dragon is secured. That's the soul for G2, and with the help of Wunder, they do not fall to BrokenBlade today.
Yeah, no more EU, the shy in Europe this time around. We saw it last time with SK. We're not going to see it again with Schalke, with BrokenBlade repeating history, but they get the Mountain Soul. They're going to go for this Baron. Gilius is up in 3 seconds. We see how much damage G2 have for this. Yes, they are 5 members strong, but Schalke's coming out of base quickly. BrokenBlade has TP. I'm not sure if Schalke can get here in time, Trevor.
No, I don't think so either. They're not even contesting it. They're not even challenging it. At 27 minutes, Mountain Soul plus Baron plus 5,500 gold, and crucially for me, not conceding more kills to BrokenBlade.
Yeah, watch this fight again. Schalke have to pull the trigger. Abbedagge flashed in, but Jankos stopwatches the ult, and now Abbedagge is on the back line of G2. Caps doesn't get taken down. He lives on 1 HP, and G2's front line is too much for Schalke to deal with. If Azir's diving the back line, who deals with the front line? And then the front line moves forward. G2 win the fight, and they essentially can just chase him down from here. Wunder seals the deal in the fight with that flash E. And then Jankos just cleans house.
I mean, literally every single thing in the Schalke kit was thrown at Caps, and he survives. It didn't matter.
Abbedagge has no flash. He might have the passive to put a tower down, but he's facing 2 members here.
I love it when Jankos misses spears. I know, it's like, it's just morbid, but I really do. Right, with the help of the Sunders, Abbedagge does nothing. He just gets popped. Look, it's a 3v1. Like, come on.
Yeah, Mikyx can just tank the tower forever. He's so tanky on this Sion. BrokenBlade will be pushing in bot here, so G2, what are they going to do? It looks like they're going to play 4-man on 1 lane. Wunder doesn't have the TP to join them, but Abbedagge is down. So G2 pushing 4-man strong top. Wunder will clear mid. Caps does decide to base to match BrokenBlade, but Abbedagge does get taken down.
Caedrel, can I give you some interesting analysis here?
Yeah.
Rekkles does not suck on Senna. 6, 1, and 5, right? He dealt 1,305 damage per minute the last time he played this champion. And once this game is over, we'll be able to review if he can beat that record. But this is phenomenal, and whether he's paired with the Sion, whether he's paired with the TK, it doesn't matter. he does not suck on Senna.
Yeah, the last time he had Senna, he had over 200 stacks. I could see his auto attacks flying across the G2 office into the Misfits' office from Berlin. But now he only has 142. He's not quite there yet, but he is really, really strong on the Senna. 11 out of 12 kill participation. G2 have the Baron, they have the game in their hands. Elder in 3 minutes 30. And there's no inhibitors down yet for the side of Schalke, so the game is not looking super doomed, but it's looking tough.
It is really, really tough. More importantly for me, for 30 minutes of this game, G2 have been in control. Yep. There have been moments that Schalke have done good things, don't get me wrong.
Oh, there it is again!
3-0! It did not result in a kill.
They're in Neon's head, I'm sure of it. Neon's scared to walk up the creeps now, I guarantee you that.
The name of that ability is Roar of the Slayer. I have called Schalke the King Slayers multiple times, and I really, really think G2 wanted to do something personal. Really wanted to do something dirty to Schalke.
That's deep.
Oh man,
that's a bro moment. They tried to land it again. Neon dashed away from it that time, Trevor.
This time round he escapes, but with Baron empowered minions, with the significant gold lead, Gilius has found himself one. Jankos with the hourglass stays alive just long enough. The Emperor's Divide sends him backwards, but it's not enough. Abbedagge now goes golden thanks to the hourglass. Remember, the zombie Sion will even out the numbers. 1-2 quick kills for G2. There's another end of players. BrokenBlade tries to do what he can, but he's being run down by the support Sion of Mikyx. The base has been opened up. The body slam from Wunder won't find its target, but the Dark Blade simply does not do the damage that it once did.
It's a 2-for-2. BrokenBlade and Neon have to fight the base while Limit heals up. He will come back here. The carries of G2 are alive, which is crucial. Neon is against the world here. BrokenBlade's going to go back. Can G2 end? They've got 2 inhibitors. Can they push for more? Looks like they might decide to back off, and that's not classic G2 fashion. Normally they're just trying to end.
Yes, the G2 of old would throw themselves at the Nexus, but the G2 that wants to send a message will back away and play this one safe.
And I wonder if that's Rekkles coming into the team saying, okay guys, we don't have to dive the Nexus. Let's take a step back, take it slow. We've got this in the bag. Let's not throw the game.
I think that is crucial to call out. Rekkles joining this team, and honestly, G2 doing G2 things, you know? They're 8-2 in the split. They're on the verge of 9-3 despite the fact they're being chased down. But we're still seeing that essence, that soul of G2 that's crazy, that's out there. But the control they're demonstrating today is fantastic.
Yeah, lots of control. Gilius goes in and does pick up Jankos. So Jankos gets shut down. 900 gold onto BrokenBlade when he gets taken out. But look at Caps and Rekkles in this fight. Absolutely untapped, hitting all the front line, all the carries of Schalke from a whole screen away. They're cutting across the wall. What can Schalke do to match that? Mikyx and Wunder are just tanking all the damage. Yes, Mikyx does die, but the crucial thing is Wunder, Caps, and Rekkles are alive. That means the 2 carries of G2 have front line. They can push in and take 2 inhibitors.
2 inhibitors, 7,000 gold. The Soul, a minute until Elder. And G2 is just making it very clear who's the superior team today. And now asking more questions about this middle of the table. The last 3 weeks of Spring are going to be very, very intriguing, as Schalke are likely to lose this game.
Yeah, definitely. Schalke, 30 seconds on the Dragon. They're down 8,000 gold on the side of G2. Caps has the TP to join the Drake fight. G2 setting up on this Dragon. We know Elder Dragon is basically a staple in the game, saying this is a death sentence for Schalke. They have to fight this Dragon. If they lose the Elder Dragon to things like this Lucian and this Senna, I don't see a world where they can fight.
Jankos manages to interrupt the back from Abbedagge. 10 seconds. He did. One of many this game. I'll give him that. 4, 3, and 4 on his pick. Wunder's flying. How much damage does he have? Body slam. Do it, do it, do it.
Oh, he got
Body
his
slam
flash.
barrel. And manages to get the flash out of Neon. That is huge when you consider there's only 1, maybe 2 more fights left in the tank for Schalke.
Dragon's up. Abbedagge's TPing mid. BrokenBlade's right next to him. No flash on Neon, though. 5 members of Schalke have to face check the whole jungle. They started the Elder Dragon. I think they're trying to burn it down. G2 are going to pick it up.
It's done.
What does Schalke have to do? They have to run.
The 5th Elder Dragon that G2 had picked up in Spring. And Schalke are running for their lives. All G2 have to do is buy time. Super Minions pouring into the base. Neon Arcane ships over the wall. He has no flash to get away from the body slam today. And Jankos kills Neon one last time. The Solar Flare will buy some additional time for Schalke to defend, but the Super Minions are on the Nexus turret already. 5 members of G2 pouring forward, and Schalke are running for their lives. 15 kills to 8. The composition left me questioning, can G2 do it? And the answer was yes. Limit is obliterated. The 8th kill for Rekkles, and BrokenBlade's doing what he can. But the Super Minions are whittling away the Nexus, and G2 Esports will get revenge against Schalke.
Yeah, I think BrokenBlade was keeping Schalke in the game for so long in those fights, picking up doubles, triples around the Dragon fights. but in the end, the whole team composition of G2 was too much for Schalke to handle. The Baron, the Elder, the Mountain Soul as well. With this composition of G2, we said they needed to snowball the early game. That's exactly what they did.
They really, really did. And apologies to anyone that's listening to the game. I got a headache from screaming. I got 3 bangers today. G2 Esports avenge their loss to Schalke. They win the match of the week.
It's 50% now.
They
3-3.
are tied with Rogue at the top of the table, 2 games clear of Mad Lions, who just took down Fnatic.
Yeah, it's a best of 7 between G2 and Schalke. It's 3-3 now. Whoever wins the next one wins the best of 7.
Maybe they'll meet in playoffs. You know,
maybe.
It's possible, right? Because right now, Rogue and G2 are sitting in 1st and 2nd. Then there's a race, 3rd through 7th, fighting for 3 places. But there's 4 teams in the race, and then 3 teams that currently, they just look like... I'll move on. Key Player of the Game nominees at LEC on Twitter. Wunder, Rekkles, and Mikyx. I mean, it was a fun game. It was a beautiful game. But for me, it's Rekkles on the Senna again.
Yeah, Rekkles on the Senna, shooting people across offices once again. Max range, him and Caps on the back line, just taking down all of Schalke.
Yeah, really, really well done. G2 Esports, I think they made a statement. This time around, Mikyx picks up his first win on support Sion. The tech was beautiful.
That was the key to this game. That was the best part of this game. That tech landing on Neon 3 times in a row and killing him 2 times.
Yes.
And he lived on 1 HP on the first time.
We're going to hear from Rekkles before Jankos joins us in the post-game lobby. Don't go anywhere. Hopefully Laure can ask about that Sion Senna tech.
Lovely.
Lovely!
Systems are overloading. We can't risk another game.
We need to take a break and regroup.
We're starting to lose our mind. Captain, we cannot go back to Elo Hell. Last time it took us months to get out of it.
Initiate break protocol.
Hurry up!
Yes! Yes! I did it! We did it! We did it!
Even the biggest champ needs a break.
welcome back to the LEC G2 Takedown Schalke 04 in our match of the week. And Rekkles, thank you for joining me. I'm gonna have a lot of questions about Senna a bit later, but first, you just took down Schalke. It feels like we saw a lot of good things from them during the first weeks, but they seem to be in a harsh situation now. How do you explain that, and were you expecting something special against them today?
I'm honestly not sure, because at first I was thinking that they found out the meta really well and they were playing the meta really well, but then they started losing on it too. Like they had the whole Kai'Sa 8 games in a row thing going where they won all of them in the beginning and then started losing on it. So I wasn't really sure anymore where their strengths were as a team, and I feel like now after playing them, they maybe lost themselves some way along the line. I'm not sure when, but yeah, I don't really feel like they know exactly how they want to play. So maybe with the next patch, they will have, I don't know, some sort of like restart or reset on what they should do. But it's kind of scary to see a team like go from being so good to not so good in this part of the season, because then that's also playoffs in danger.
Yeah, a few games in a row now for them. There's still some time left, but I mean, it also means that other teams are doing well, which is the case for G2 today. But okay, let's focus on Senna now. There's a lot of questions about the pick. The first one being the Sion-Senna combo. I feel like I saw this the first time last year in the LCK. Caedrel also was playing it. Why did you pick this combo today, especially against Schalke, and why is it so good?
So first of all, I guess Senna on her own is just a really strong champion right now when you play her fasting. Most of the time you'd use Tahm Kench next to her, but when they locked in Ezreal Azir, I told Mikyx that I don't think Tahm Kench is a good pick, because if they continuously pick range champs, then Tahm has no purpose anymore. So we decided to go 4-5, and then they banned the Tahm, and we were kind of just freestyling on what to play. And Mikyx is like a really good Sion player, and he told me that last year when I was playing with Perks, he had this cool combo where Senna would W the creep and then Sion would E it for engage, and we kind of learned it throughout the game, I guess. We could have done much more, but we learned it throughout the game, and honestly, to me, Mikyx is just a genius. I just follow his ideas. He has a lot of good ones.
Wait, so you're telling me that you learned this combo throughout the game? I thought it was something.
Yeah, we haven't played.
Yeah?
We haven't actually played Sion and Senna at all in scrims. We were just freestyling after Tahm not being a good pick and then being banned out when it actually was.
Whoa. Okay, so I actually wanted some insights about the Senna W plus the minion knockback, because it's something that I've been trying to do for months in solo queue, but I don't know quite the timing. But yeah, anything you can tell us on that? How do you land this combo?
So yeah, Mikyx just taught me throughout the game that I should W the creep and then he'll do the rest. And honestly, yeah, I felt like I had the easy job. It was just up to him to actually land it, and every time he succeeded. So at some point I was just kind of astonished to see, again, like how genius he is about these kind of things. Like I would have never thought about it, so it was just cool to see that he thinks about these small things.
He is, yeah, a genius indeed, so talented. And that was a great showing from you guys. You were talking about this and how strong the pick is right now. It's still not prio in the LEC, but it's certainly a prio pick for you, Rekkles. So why do you think it is so strong? And do you think it's even above picks like Kai'Sa, Xayah, picks that we often see in the LEC, actually?
So maybe on this patch it wasn't above Kai'Sa, but we decided to ban it all 4 games on 11-3. And after her, I would say for sure Senna is probably the strongest. Again, you can play it kind of with whatever you want. Most teams play it with Tahm, including us, but I think you can kind of play it with whatever you want, because you don't really get most of your souls from laning phase anyways, like hitting enemy champions anymore. I think now it's a lot more about like doing camps, honestly, with your jungler, like doing Raptor camp on spawn, for example. So I think, yeah, just on her own, she's so strong, you always outscale, and it's not even about winning your lane anymore, which it used to be with Senna. So I think maybe people just have that sort of idea twisted, where they think, you have to like hit enemy champ all the time in lane. But honestly, I could go without hitting a single champ for like 20 minutes and I'll still have 100 souls. So I think it's just strong on its own already.
Just strong. I know that people don't like watching you play Senna, so yeah, maybe it's gonna get banned in the next couple of games for you guys. But I'm coming back onto Mikyx. I just want to tell you that he got player of the game here. So we were talking about his genius and how creative he can be in game. But I mean, you've been working with him for months now. So what's happening backstage? What can't we see about Mikyx that makes him so special?
I guess these small things is what he does really well, I think.
I feel like my weakness as a player has always been like working on the details. I feel like often I can just overlook them and think about the big picture too much. And I feel like he fills that void for me quite well, where he always thinks about the actual plays we make. So for me, he's like the brain and I'm just the body in a way. It feels like I'm just the power and he like controls me.
It's a synergy that works. I mean, you complement each other, I want to say, and it's a delight to see Rekkles. Thank you so much for this interview. And yeah, congrats on winning match of the week this week against Schalke.
Thank you so much.
We're going to take one last break, I guess, and we'll come back in a few minutes for PGL with Shox and Jankos. Stay tuned, guys.